Sticks and stones may break my bone, but nothing will ever kill me.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Goes a little mad sometimes. We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Welcome back to another Spooktactular Fool. Oh my god, this mask is horrifying. Look at my mouth. What the hell am I gonna eat? This is terrifying. Yes, I learned a lesson. I'm not gonna be wearing this mask the whole time. No, I almost had a heat stroke when I did. Oh my god, look at this. Yeah. Dodgers? Yeah. Ugh. Oh no, it looks like he got beat up. Pretty good mask. Can't lie. This is what do the youngsters say? Pretty fire. This is pretty fire. I mean, yeah, I'll stop. So ever since the very first Spooktactular Fool, back from like 2021, I talked about all the Freddy Krueger movies, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and the Friday the 13th movies. Now it's time for them to fight. Yes. You heard me right. I don't know who wanted those two characters fighting. Like, I can't lie. They're iconic. I love those horror characters, Freddy and Jason. They're awesome. But let's be honest, what kind of horror fans were actually asking Jason versus Freddy? Machete? Finger? Hands? Like, who was asking for it? I guess a lot of people, because they did make a movie. And is it good? No. But is it entertaining? Yes. Is it one of my unironically favorite, one of my favorite horror films? Yes, because how ridiculous this is. This movie is a live action anime horror. It seriously is. It's a lot more bloodier. There's a lot more extreme action. I love this movie. Story-wise, it's shit. But with the horror and the fighting, it is entertaining as hell. It's actually one of my favorite horror films because how stupid it is, but that fun stupid, that enjoyable stupid. So yes, I guess right now, here's the thing, I could make another Spooktactular Fool video. I could watch another one of my favorite horror films. I don't know yet, but for right now, on the finale of Spooktactular Fool 2025, we will be talking about Freddy Vs Jason. And I think why, because here's the thing, each time I watch this movie every Halloween. Every October, I watch this movie. And each time, I enjoy it each time. Because like I said, story, characters, they're all bad. It's trash. But with the extreme action, the unironically hilarious scenes, and it's just gory fun. It's a very enjoyable bad movie. Like, it might be bad, but come on, it's very enjoyable. And I think that's because it was directed by this guy named Ronnie Yu. Because, like I said, this movie is a live-action horror anime. Because it's so this movie, from the beginning to the end, it is crazy and bizarre. Like, right from the beginning of the movie, you get hardcore heavy metal music. Why? It was the 90s. So, why I call this the live action horror anime is that the kills are way more dramatic. Like, if someone gets stabbed, the whole room is filled with blood. Also, just like in an anime, it is extreme. Extreme. I don't know what I'm doing. And with the fast edits, there's so many scenes where, like, does something happen? Because it just flies right by the screen. But I will say, be ready for so much crappy slow motion scenes. So much slowed frames per second. Like, it is unnecessary how much they slow down scenes. And not even like a normal slow-mo, they slow down the frames where it looks like that. It looks so awful and so distracting. During the movie, we go to a cornfield party. Yes, that's a real scene from this movie. They have a fucking party at a cornfield. Slow-mo, bitch. We get that crappy slow motion dancing. Oh, okay. People who have epilepsy and seizures, I'm so sorry. Don't mean to be offensive. But watch the movie, that's how they act when they slow down. What, was that good on camera? No? Okay, yeah, I'll stop. Getting your nose cut off? Hell yeah, brother. Slow motion. I think the funniest slow motion scene is with the final girl. She acts like one of those Olympic torch runners. Like, she's like, again, this movie has so much unintentional funny scenes. Like, do we really need her running like she's the fucking Olympics torch runner? Slow motion, bitch. But that is why I love this movie, and I think ultimately why I love this movie is because, like I said, from the beginning to the end, it is crazy, chaotic. This movie does not slow down from the beginning to the end. You're going on a fucking crazy ass ride you'll never forget. The kills are very much memorable. Even if some of it's CGI, there's some pretty cool practical effects. Oh my god, the kills are nuts. One, they're so fast you'll miss it. Like, oh shit, did they do something? And like I said, out of all the slasher horror films, this is, to me, the bloodiest. Like, it is. Like I said, if you get stabbed, your whole room, your whole house, it could be filled with blood. And I just love how over dramatic this movie is. It is dramatic as shit. When it doesn't need to be, it's like, let's be over dramatic. Say it with me. Live action anime. Because it's like if Jason was Goku. Like, if you touch him, you're gonna fucking burn. And I guess Freddy and Jason sniffed some coke because they act so different from all their movies. With this movie, they are completely different with how they act, talk. Well, Jason doesn't talk, but I guess you could say Jason's the same. He's a silent killer, but Freddy is way more different. He's more petty. He's more dramatic. He yells a lot more, and he gets more angry. Like, what happened to the jokester Freddy? Say it with me. It was the early 2000s. Extreme. Yes. And Freddy was always crude and always joked around, but this movie he's beyond crude because one scene he's fucking a corpse. It's like, what the fuck? And this movie is nuts. He has monologues to himself. Like, literally, he's talking about the plot in front of the camera. And then, like I said, he's so angry. He's so angry. And like I said, then there's Jason, who's basically the same. Except, this is my major critique about this film, something I hate. They made Jason scared of water. What? Jason Voorhees. Yes, he drowned when he was younger, but when he was resurrected, he swam, he walked in water. Like, now you're telling me from part 2 to part 8 of all the Friday the 13th, like I said, he swam, he walked on water, but this one movie, he's like, I'm gonna water. Like, what? Again, it's like the writers never watched any of the movies, because I'll explain a lot more how these writers did not know. I don't know if they actually watched it or they just didn't care, because they changed their characters sometimes for the worst with this movie. It kind of sucks, because this is Robert Englund's last performance as Freddy before they did that shitty reboot. So that's kind of disappointing that this is his last time as being Freddy. Again, there's some amazing Freddy moments, but there's also a lot of shitty Freddy moments with this movie that definitely ruins his character. Yeah, with the whole Jason being afraid of water. Stupid. It's stupid writing and ugh. Ugh. And another critique. If you love this movie, I love it too, but come on, this movie has a lot of critiques. Critique number 2. It's the victims. Because with the Nightmare on Elm Street movies and even the Friday the 13th movies, all the victims, all the characters you got to know that got eventually killed off, you kind of actually felt bad because you connected to these characters. Yeah, they might have been annoying, but at least they had personality. With this movie, they are dull as a nail. They are just stiff the whole time. Like, they have no personality. They're all basically the same robotic characters. And when they get killed off, you're like, okay, because it's one of those horror films where you're like, come on, killer, just kill them off. Because not even knowing, but just how dry these characters are. Is that a term? People use dry. These characters are dry. It's dry like croutons. I don't know where that's going. I keep on saying, I do love this movie, but story-wise, it's very rough. Like, and that might be because this movie has been in development hell. We're talking about the movie's released now. I don't know why I gotta make things harder for myself. So, this movie was in development hell since the 80s. Until 2003 when we eventually got the movie. You understand? Okay. I'm so sorry for confusing you. So, since the 80s, they've been trying for some reason, again, who asked for this? They've been trying so hard to get these two to fight on screen that they went through multiple drafts of the script where I don't get into details because I can't remember at the top of my head. But there was some very strange story elements where Jason and Freddy fight in hell, and then they gotta fight the devil. It's like some weird ass shit. Like a bunch of writers sniffed that code, was like, the devil fights Jason, and then the devil fights Freddy, and then Freddy and Jason got to work together to defeat the devil. Get Randy out of here. Bring him to an AA meeting or something. Rehab. Yeah, this movie has been in development hell since the 80s until 2003 when we finally got this movie. You know what? Like I said, you're going to see it. There's a lot of problems with this movie, but it is awesome. It might not have been the version lots of horror fans wanted, but I don't give a fuck. This movie's awesome. So, going back to my critique why, story-wise, this movie sucks. Because again, when they were making this movie, they did a bunch of rewrites because the original script was 100 something minutes, where it would translate on screen to over 2 hours long. By the way, for a horror film, 2 hours and 30 minutes, way too long. Especially for a Freddy Krueger or Jason movie, way too long. So they cut it down, and by doing that, they did it very lazily, where they just said this, with the final girl talking about the plot. There's literally a scene where she says, Freddy dies of fire. Jason drowns some water. That means they got to be scared of those things. That's a real scene from this movie.
Freddy died by fire, Jason by water. How can we use...
Or there's, like I said earlier, Freddy says monologues to himself about the plot. Again, since they wanted to make this movie shorter, they did it the lazy writing way, where they're just like, I don't know, have them talk about the monologue, talk about the plot on camera.
All right.
Not strong enough yet. Well, I will be soon enough. Until then, I'll let Jason have some fun.
So since they were very lazy about the rewrites, like I said, we get a lot of scenes where they just speak monologues to themselves about the goddamn plot. Or to me, one of the most useless of the flashbacks I've ever seen with a movie. And that's not true. That's being dramatic. I'm being a dramatic bitch. But the flashbacks are not needed for this movie. Because with the final girl named Lori, her mom gets killed. She doesn't know how her mom got killed. Her dad says it was a car accident. But you'll see when I talk about the movie how weird the dad is. Very suspicious. But then we get flashbacks where her dad kills the mom. It's like, why do we need this? Again, if the story was more compelling, I'd be like, okay. But the story sucks. So why are we getting these useless... It's useless because they show these flashbacks, and then the final girl, Lori, barely talks about her mom. There's like a few scenes where she talks about her mom. Other than that, the mom plot is nowhere to be seen with this movie. Another major critique about this movie. They have so much story plot lines that go nowhere. The only main one is they want Freddy and Jason to fight. That's the only one that gets complete. Or I guess you could say the mom's murder storyline gets complete. But there's storylines about how... Very interesting, by the way, with this one, where the police and the psychologists know that these killings are because of Freddy, so they're trying to silence people who know about it, them being corrupt. And they're sending them to, like, psych wards to silence them, so no one can speak Freddy's name. That's interesting. That goes nowhere. That's one scene, by the way. One scene they talk about it. That's it. There's so much scenes. Or there's a weed character, basically a guy that's a stoner. He has like 3 scenes and he gets killed off. What was the point of his character? Okay, there's another critique about this movie before we actually talk about the movie. Is the characters are a waste of this movie. Like, they introduce these characters and then 5 minutes later they kill them off. How as an audience can we connect to these characters if we're just going to kill them off right away? Because most of these kills, you're like, well, okay, it's a part of the slasher stuff. Because you don't care about these characters, so they just get killed off right away. Perfect example, the guy from Scary Movie, I cannot remember her name. This is what he looks like. He literally gets introduced during the beginning, doesn't be seen until the middle of the movie, and then he shows up to help the friends, and then Jason kills him. It's like, what was the point of his character? Like I said, I love this movie for how enjoyable and stupid fun it is, but story-wise, it's so frustratingly awful. And I always wondered while watching this movie, I don't know, I am pretty stupid, I have a little IQ, so I'm pretty stupid, but how the hell did Jason get to Elm Street? Because you find out that Crystal Lake and wherever Elm Street is 6 hours away. I know my boy can teleport, but you could explain something. Other than that, like I said, this movie fucking rocks. And you guys know, since I'm an inspirational filmmaker, one day I want to be a director and writer. I love good movies with amazing stories and characters. But sometimes I also really love bad movies that are hilariously fun. And that's Freddy vs. Jason. Because I love from the beginning to the end, you're like on an acid coke trip from the beginning to the end. So finally, let's talk about Freddy vs. Jason. It starts with you being reminded, oh yeah, Freddy is fucking evil. Because, again, the beginning starts with a flashback about Freddy narrating about how when he was alive, he was this notorious killer who killed children. And that because something with the judge or juror messed up the trial, he was let go. That understandably pissed off the parents of the victims and of the deceased. And they get their revenge and they kill Freddy, burning him alive. You know the story. One thing that they retconned, I'll explain the weird continuity about this movie. But one thing they remove is the demons. Because if you don't know, the last Nightmare on Elm Street, to me the worst one, Freddy's Dead, they introduced that with his origin, his new origin from the movie Freddy's Dead, that before he got burnt alive, that these weird worm fish demons say, do you want to live forever? And Freddy's burning alive. He's like, yeah, no shit. And then they give him this power. Again, Freddy's Dead is one of the worst of the original films. Prime example, what the fuck were those demons? So, this movie, I will give credit. They removed that. He just gets burnt. They don't really explain how he then gets resurrected as the dream killer. That's one thing this movie doesn't explain. Cause at least with Freddy's Dead, like I said, it sucks. But at least they, I guess, stupidly explained why he has these dream powers. This movie explains nothing. You just gotta go along with it. Starts with a flashback before Freddy turned to that weird pizza face of his that we love. He was an ordinary human killer who had a 9-to-5 job killing children. Jesus Christ. So it begins with Freddy narrating about his origin and how it starts with him killing this little girl. And they don't show it, thankfully. But after he creepily... And Freddy, this ain't the reboot yet where they made you this evil piece of shit. After he kills this poor girl, he adds it to the picture. He has like this picture collection of all his killings. He adds this girl to the collection and he creepily licks the back of the picture. He puts it down. Again, this is not the reboot, Freddy. Calm down. Ugh. You evil piece of shit. So then he adds the picture to the collection, and then that's when the parents kill Freddy. And then he narrates more about how he was the dream killer and how for decades he killed a bunch of teenagers in their dreams, and then over time they started to forget about him, so he started losing his powers. And that's why he needs Jason to be resurrected to fear his name again, even if Jason's doing the killing. And Jason's a mute. Jason doesn't talk, so he's not going to be like, this is for Freddy! Remember him! Like, again, story-wise, this movie makes no sense. So I should mention, and I don't really give a shit as long as the movies are enjoyable, but continuity and timeline, this movie makes no sense. I don't know if it's set in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies or it's set in the Friday the 13th movies. I have no idea where the timeline is because they retcon so much shit that makes no sense if you watch the original movies. It's like, prime example, Jason being afraid of water. No, he wasn't. If you watch part 1 through 8, he was perfectly fine with water. And, I don't know. Yeah, I don't understand the reckoning. So I don't know what timeline this is. I don't know if this is officially canon Because again, this is the last time we see Freddy Krueger, played by the wonderful Robert. I have a lift. Played by the wonderful Robert Englund. Or I could be thinking too much into it. I don't know. So like I said, I guess Freddy's a big Jason Voorhees fan. You had to be there during the 80s. That was his prime time, yo. Damn, he was like... Jason was like Poison. Remember Poison? No, good for you. No, seriously, good for you that you don't remember Poison. Fun fact. Not really a fun fact. Bret Michaels, the lead singer of Poison, had a dating show that was, yes, trash reality television that yes, I ate up because goddamn, it's good white trash television. Fun fact for you. Oh yeah, Freddy versus Jason. So Freddy needs Jason to kill these teenagers to get the fear going, so I guess he can become a dream killer again. Again, how is that going to work if Jason can't say your name? They're going to be more scared of the hockey mask killer, Jason, than Freddy Krueger. Okay. There's this woman. Again, this is a slasher movie. You guys know there's got to be a bunch of boobies. So yes, this girl shows off her boobs in front of the camera. They're not really nice boobies. They're not really nice boobs. They're like that balloon, those balloon titties. Where like this is all flat and boom, boom. It's weird. And anyway, so Jason kills this woman. But then she starts switching faces, I guess, to his different victims he killed. Basically telling the audience, hey, this is a dream sequence. Because there's a lot of parts in this movie where like, what? Oh, it was a dream sequence? Well, I didn't know that because it just doesn't, the movie doesn't tell you that these characters are sleeping. So then there's Jason's mom, Pamela, shows up telling him, hey, wake up, kill those teenagers. Do for mama. You know, Jason's a mama boy, so he's like, yes, mama. Or, But don't kill them on the lake. You know, Crystal, like, no. Go to Elm Street, Jason. No, Jason doesn't question it. He's a mama's boy. He's going to listen to mom. And no, this wasn't dead Pamela telling him. This was, of course, Freddy manipulating Jason. So Jason, again, I know my boy can teleport, but so I guess he teleports to Elm Street the same night by walking. You know how slow of a walker he is. So this is when we meet our characters. So like I said, there's Laurie. When we meet our characters of the movie, the totally legit high school students, totally wasn't their late to early 30s playing teenagers. Remember when Hollywood did that? So there's our main final girl. Her name is Laurie. I don't like being mean, but her performance fucking sucks in this movie. Because holy shit, she's bad at this movie. Like every scene that needs to be emotional, she's plank as wood. Just, oh my god, Freddy killed my mother. Oh, that's literally how she talks in the movie. And then when scenes aren't that serious, she'll just start screaming her head off. It's like, shut the fuck up. And I never want to be that mean to actresses, actors, or people, but I had to point that out. She's bad in this movie. And then there's her friend Gib. The last time you saw her, she was in Uncle Tom's Bones. If you understand the Uncle Tom comment, we cool. It's because Snoop Dogg was at Trump's inauguration. You know, Trump the racist. Snoop Dogg showed up to perform. Uncle Tom. Okay. You know, no one's gonna get political over here, man. Shut the fuck up. It's my YouTube channel. I'll talk about what the fuck I want. Oh, there's Gib, and then there's her other friend, Kia. The worst dye job I've ever seen. Like, look at that hair. The black and the red, it just doesn't match well on this girl's head. Ugh, girl. Hanging out at Laurie's house. Oh shit, her house is the same house as the first one. Is the first Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy's house. Oh shit. And it's rudely abrupted by Gibbs' douchebag boyfriend, oh my god, this guy's a fucking tool. Oh my god. And, you know, the amount of times he said, babe, give me a beer. Babe, let's go to the bedroom. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Again, all these characters fucking suck. The way he speaks to her, he's probably abusive to her. Yeah, the boyfriend's a piece of shit. So the hangout sesh ends because the boyfriend's got to get some. He wants that Gibbs pussy. I'm so sorry if any woman's watching this. Yes, I said the P word. So Gibbs, yes, that's her name. So Gibbs and her boyfriend have sex. And after it's done, the boyfriend's acting like, you know, a fucking tool. He's so mean to her after they do. It's like, dude, this gorgeous woman gave you something. You're like, ugh. Like, what? Such a fucking piece of shit. You know, some guys just blow my mind for how fucking stupid they are. Okay, so Gib gets up and she takes a shower. While she takes a shower, thank God Jason shows up. Again, this movie has a lot of moments where like, just kill these characters off. So Jason, you know what to do. And before we get to the killing, yes, they gotta show Gib's boobs. So yes, you get a nice shot of her boobs. Again, this is a slasher movie. I should call out an early 2000s slasher movie. Where everything's extreme. Hell yeah, brother. So while she's in the shower, somehow big ass Jason snuck into the house. Yes, big 6-foot giant muscular Jason snuck into the house. He somehow snuck up the stairs like a fucking ninja. Went to the bedroom that they just did it in, and he just stands there. I don't know if he was a cock and watching. I don't know. But while she's in the shower, Jason stabs the guy over and over. It's like, thank you, Jason. And I will give kudos. The guy holds his beer the entire... How fucking American is that? You might stab me, bitch, but I'm gonna hold my beer and drink while you kill me. So he holds onto the beer while he's being stabbed, and then to add insult. So you know those medical... I don't know. Beds aren't supposed to do this, like normal beds. You know, normal beds poor people like me have, or average people have. You know, normal beds that can't bend like a V, but medical beds do. So I guess Lori's dad has some goddamn moolah because she has one of those medical beds that can move up and down and shit. But Jason just, bam, turns the bed and turns that guy into a V shape. I love it. I love this scene so much for how extreme it is, brother. And just how overdramatic it is. But ain't it kind of gross and rude that Gibbs and her boyfriend fucked in someone's room? I know, like, if it's your house, whatever. If it's your apartment, whatever. But if you go to your friend's house, you're gonna go to their room and do it. It's kind of gross and rude. At least you can ask, like, hey, I want to do my girlfriend, so can I borrow a room? Like, just ask, you know? Just don't be rude. I don't know why that bothered me so much. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, God, that's fucking rude, dude. Yeah, you included Gibbs. Fucking rude. So again, Jason's teleportation. Somehow his big ass sneaks out of the house. How? How could he not hear? You would be hearing it, but my boy teleports, I guess. So Gibbs gets out of the shower. She slipped on the blood, the CGI blood. And, you know, she does the classic scream. So, like I said, since this movie's extreme, brother. Since it's extreme, you know, the blood's got to go everywhere. So, somehow, since he was on top of the bed, somehow that bed got so soaked it started dripping on the ground. And a pool of blood just started flowing around the room so far that it went into the bathroom where Gibbs steps on it. Okay. Extreme, brother. Don't question it. So understandably, everyone freaks the fuck out. And so luckily there's a cop patrolling their neighborhood or something, because they go to the cop and the cop's like, what, dude? I'm eating my donut. Leave me alone. And Gibbs is like, bitch, my hand is all bloody. This is when the older cops think this is the doing of Freddy, but they don't want the town to be feared or scared, so they're like, hush, hush, bitch. You know, classic corruption. And so when the friends go to the police station to answer some questions, Laurie waits at the police interrogation room, and the police commissioner does not want people to know Freddy's back. He tells all his people, you should better shut the fuck up. Don't speak his name. And it's not like they actually believe he's a dream killer. So wouldn't you want to at least warn the people that there's a dangerous man out there that could take your life? Okay. So as Laurie waits, she falls asleep, and this is when she says Freddy's name, and she gets into a nightmare. And there's some creepy missing kid posters moving their heads looking at Laurie as she moves by. It's a pretty cool, creepy scene. And then there's the same poor little girl he killed from the beginning. He massacred this poor girl because her eyes are just clawed out. I was like, God damn, Freddy, just stab her. Jesus Christ. So, like I said, her eyes are cut out, and she tells Laurie, say his name, bitch. Freddy tells her, you better tell people that I'm back, bitch. By the way, you're going to hear a lot of Freddy saying bitch. Like, if you do a drinking game, you might die of alcohol poisoning, because every scene, Freddy's like, bitch, bitch, welcome to my world, bitch. There's so much bitches in this movie. So now that he warned Laurie, I guess he's like, I can start killing again, because he goes... So he just can't hold back his temptation, because he tries killing the friend of that piece of shit boyfriend that was killed. His friend, he tries killing that friend. And unfortunate for the friend's dad, because the friend is on the porch grieving. The dad is talking to him, and the son is like, my friend died, go away. Like, he basically yells at his poor dad. His dad's like, okay, bitch. Like, jeez. But what's so unfortunate is that the dad looks exactly like Alex Jones. It's like, dude, that's an unfortunate face to get, dude. Ugh. The friend falls asleep. Again, you don't know he's dreaming. This movie does a very bad job telling you guys, hey, these guys are dreaming. So he gets up from the porch because he hears something, and then you know it's a dream because there's a goat. There's always a fucking goat in dreams. There's a goat looking at him, and then there's the shadow of Freddy, and the shadow tries killing the friend. Doesn't work, so Freddy's like, oh, I'm not strong. This is when we get the stupid monologue scene of him talking about the plot and being like, ooh, I'm not strong enough. I'm gonna have to wait for Jason to kill more people for them to learn my name. It's like, oh my god, what the fuck is that dialogue? Fucking lazy ass writing. So as soon as the friend wakes up from the nightmare, again, the teleportation in this movie. Jason's right on the porch and he kills. And the friend wakes up, he sees his dad, he says, hey dad, what's up? Touches his shoulder. The dad's head falls off because he got his head chopped off. And it looks bad. Not really. I don't know. I don't know. It's a decent looking practical effect of the head rolling off. But what's so funny, I laugh, is that the friend holds it up, he sees Jason, and he tries guarding himself by having Jason cut the head than him. It doesn't work. The friend gets killed by Jason with it being a stream, that blood just splatters everywhere. God, how do wrestlers do that voice? Ugh. Then we go to the mental hospital, the same one from the best, it's the same mental hospital from the best Nightmare on Elm Street. To me, my favorite, Dream Warriors. That movie fucking rocks, dude. It's awesome. At this psych ward, we meet Laurie's ex-boyfriend, Will, the man who witnessed his girlfriend, Laurie's father, killing the mother. And like I said, I don't know how that gets you to a psych ward. Literally, you saw some man kill someone. Instead of going after that man, who could be the killer, you're like, well, the witness lock him up. It's like, what? Like, I get it. They're trying to silence people who know Freddy's name, but he didn't even know about Freddy Krueger, so why did you send him to the psych ward? Makes no sense. It's stupid. Friend Mark, and on the TV, Will sees the news of the killing at his ex-girlfriend's house. So Will knows he's got to see Laurie. That's love, man. That's true love. Makes you crazy. Makes you so crazy that they fucking send you to a psych ward. Jesus Christ. Oh, dude, what love does for you, dude. You get fucking sent to a psych ward. You're made to take medication you're not prescribed to. That's love. Well, Will tells Mark they need to get the hell out of there. He needs to see Laurie. So, Mark is like, I'll show my ass to the guard. You could just, I don't know. You just distract the guard and take the keys. No, I gotta show my ass. I got a nice ass. I gotta show it off. So that's exactly what Mark does. He just shows his ass to the guard. The guard's like, ooh, hello. And goes after Mark. And they knock him the fuck out by injecting him with whatever. And somehow, with Mark being knocked up, he somehow grabbed the key. Okay. So Will and Mark escaped the mental hospital. So while these adults go to high school, while these high school students go to high school, Laurie is just, she doesn't give a shit. She's just telling everyone who Freddy is. It's a dream, girl. Why do you have to tell people about your dream? So she tells Kia Gibbs about Freddy. She stupidly spreaded his name easily. Does this school not have... Again, we live in America. There should be security guards at the goddamn schools. You're telling me there's no security guard at the school as Mark, creepily, I think fucking cringe, sings the Freddy song and he's like, do you know why they say that? That Freddy's gonna be coming after you? Because he is. That's a real fucking dialogue from this movie.
Girls. And they were singing. They were singing like this song, like...
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. You know why they sing that? Because that's when he comes for you. In your dreams. You're lucky to be alive.
So after Mark creepily scares Laurie, Will tells him, knock it off, bro. Not cool, bro. And this, I guess, again, this actress I feel so bad about because she's so bad at acting. I don't know why the director told her this or why this was in the script. When she sees Will, her ex-boyfriend, she just passes out, faints, like, oh my god. Why? Why? It makes no sense. So the friends sent Laurie to the nurse's office because she had a panic attack, I guess. She fainted. And this is when Kia goes with her to the nurse's office. And again, you wouldn't know it. Another dream sequence because she's looking at this magazine of like plastic surgery and stuff. And it starts like getting showing more of like cosmetic boobs and, nudity, bro. It's slasher. And then it comes to Freddy. Again, it's a pretty cool scene where he shoves his finger knives up her nose and cuts it off. It's actually a pretty creepy scene. Again, why this movie's I love it, but it's also so frustrating is they have this really cool storyline about how the cops and the main psychiatrist is keeping people who know about Freddy. They're silencing them by sending them to these psych wards or, I guess, prisons. I don't know. But that's really interesting storyline. And they kind of continue it with Will and Mark go to the library to research about Freddy, about all the recent killings and how the old killings are mentioned, but all these new killings are all redacted. They're all... Basically, they're trying to act like it never happened. Again, that's very interesting. Like, go with it. That's interesting. No, they don't. They abandoned it. After this research scene, They never mention it again. It gets abandoned. It's like, come on, dude. You had something interesting. Then we get to the cornfield party scene. Yes. Who the fuck has a party at a cornfield? Hey, bro. Let's get drunk and go to the cornfield and party and dance. Ooh, just go to your house and have a party there. It's not cool. It's not extreme, brother. So at the party, we meet our other characters. We meet the nerd character named Charlie. He's your classic nerd. But we do get a fantastic scene with him at the cornfield where he gets bullied so much that he gets sick of it. Because as soon as the one girl, Kia, who's always picking on him, she picks on him the wrong night because he freaking goes off on her about how pathetic she is. It's fucking awesome, dude. You go. It's like, goddamn, who would think that twink has some balls on him? So then we meet Freeberg, or I should say the rip-off Jason Mewes, or Shaggy, or any other stereotypical stoned character. I couldn't believe how much he looks like Jason Mewes. It's like, dude, you might have a lost brother, or because he even talks like him, like a 40-year-old smoker. So then Gib gets drunk, and she falls asleep. She enters Freddy's warehouse because she's having a nightmare, which is always lit up red or this ugly green. What happened? I don't know. What happened to normal color correction? It's anime. That's why. It's like a rave scene from a vampire movie, dude. Just simple. Someone asks you something, say it's anime, and move on. But Freddy just torments and messes with poor Gib until Gib hides in a locker. Then in the real world, we get this creep who's trying to sexually assault her, rape her. It's like, Jesus Christ. Horrible, but thank God we got Jason. Here's one thing we know about Jason. He might kill women and men. He might kill people who have sex. But he will, because we've seen this with him, we've seen him do this same thing with Jason Takes Manhattan. Spoiler, an awful, horrendous movie. But with Jason Takes Manhattan, he stops a rape. He kills the assaulter, and it's awesome. We get that with Freddy versus Jason. Again, Jason might be a killer, but if he sees something gross, evil happening, like rape, he'll stop it. He's not an anti-hero, but at least he stops assault. He stabs the creep, but God damn it, Jason. He stabbed too much, where he stabbed poor Gib. And so Gib is dead, and blood splashes on Freddy's face in the dream world, and she disappears, pissing off Freddy. It's like, Freddy, calm the fuck down. What the fuck did you expect resurrecting a mentally challenged killer, dude? What did you expect resurrecting a killer? Of course it's gonna go wrong. So now Gib is dead in both worlds. But then Jason goes on a murder buffet, dude. He's very hungry. Because he kills the two bullies. One by, to me, one of the worst neck snaps in cinema history. God damn. What am I watching? A video game glitch? Do you see that? Ugh. And then there's the other bully. Sets Jason on fire. Jason's a zombie, so he's not affected. That scares the bully. They have a chase scene. It's a pretty fucking awesome with Jason on fire walking into the cornfield. It's pretty awesome. And it ends with the bully being stabbed. That freaks everyone out. Understandably, they start running off. The smart ones. The macho men are like, yeah, I can take him. Jason just fucking kills all these dipwads. So then the friends see dead Gib. They freak out. And, they see dead Gib. That's very sad. They were friends. They were close. It's pretty sad for a character that we knew had a douchebag boyfriend fucked in other people's houses. I guess it's pretty sad that she's dead. What I'm saying is we don't get character development with these characters. So I guess they grieve her death. Not really. After they see her dead, they never mention her again. They move on very quickly from from their dead friend, by the way. Like, there's one scene where like, oh man, that sucks that she's dead. That's all we get. And then they move right on. And like I said, there's a scene where she literally says, damn, that, like, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember. She's basically like, Kia, who is, oh my god, in this movie, the lady's also a bad actress. Oh my god. She's on a lot of Tyler Perry movies, so yeah, pretty bad actress. But she has a dialogue basically saying, oh man, it sucks that she's dead, with no emotion. I'll show the clip. She has no emotion about seeing her friend dead, murdered.
Gib, I can't believe
She acts like Gib was a stranger on the street. She might as well have been like Owen Wilson. Oh wow. Wow, she's dead. That would have been 10 times better. What we got, I mean, just hire Owen Wilson as the Keeker and be like, wow, she's dead. Yeah, that's the pretty bad Owen Wilson expression. Impression. Jesus Christ. So Will won't let Laura go into the house because he finally tells her about that night he saw her father kill the mother and stuff. And how the father sent him to the psych ward to silence him. And again, could we get more of that? Like, that's interesting. Like, that's more interesting than just dialogue. Like, show what happened to Will. Oh, you can't because this is Freddy vs. Jason. We gotta get to the Freddy vs. Jason part. Oh, okay. Well, Lori's like, bitch, stop it. And she, of course, being dramatic, it's raining hard. God damn, get inside before you get a cold, Lori. Jesus Christ. So then her father acts like a complete again, if you're trying to act like you didn't kill her mother, don't act like a complete psychopath. Because he chokes out Will until Lori tells him to get off. Again, if you're trying to convince your daughter you didn't murder her mother, don't choke out her ex-boyfriend almost to death, you dumbass. And how she stops him from choking, she acts like a 5-year-old having a tantrum. It's like, shut the fuck up, Lori. Jesus Christ. So Lori goes inside the house and she tells her father, tell her the truth. And this suspicious motherfucker tells his daughter, hey, let me drug you up. What? He tells her, hey, let's take these pills. Again, if you're trying to convince your daughter that you didn't kill your mother, that you didn't kill her mother, why would you be like, hey, pop these pills for daddy? What? Again, another stupid storyline that this was not needed at all. But I guess it's because she lives in Nancy's old house and Freddy has a hard-on for Nancy. I don't know. But, so, Freddy did kill the mother. It wasn't the father. As you can tell, I don't give a shit about this storyline. It goes nowhere. And it's a waste of time. But it makes no sense because if Freddy kills you, you have to be dreaming. You have to be asleep. But then the father saw Freddy in the real world? What is going on? Because if he's the dream killer, you have to be asleep, so there's no way the father would see Freddy attacking the wife. And if you are trying to stop the attack, why do you have a big kitchen knife to stop the intruder? Wouldn't you be normal tackle the intruder? Again, this is so fucking stupid. And the father still keeps drugging his daughter. I guess he didn't kill his wife, but he's still a suspicious piece of shit. Being smart, Lori goes to Will. Yeah, your father's gonna probably fucking kill you. And they drive away, and then we get to Will's friend Mark. And he looks at a picture of his family, being sad. He goes to the bathroom because he's feeling tired. And he grabs those pills that keep you awake. I don't know the name. I took too much Tylenol. Do you get it? No? Good for you. Seriously. But it's too late. He's already sleeping, and Freddy torments him in the bathroom. I think it's the harshest thing Freddy has ever done, because he torments him by having his brother, who killed himself, who committed suicide, blaming Mark for his death. Jesus Christ. and then traps Mark by having these metal things stab into his foot. It's like, Jesus Christ, Freddy. Where's that jokester Freddy? Jesus. So Will and Laurie get to the house, but it's too late. Mark gets killed by having his face slashed by Freddy's glove knives, killing Mark. But hey, Mark, you do get this really sick branding saying Freddy's back. That's pretty cool. Come on, that's badass. No, that's some stupid ass sorority shit they would do. Bro, brand me some Freddy's name on my back. The remaining friends meet up at the stoner's house, his basement, to come up with a plan how to murder Freddy. Like, they're trying to come up with a plan how to stop these murders, like they're goddamn Batman or something. Then Deputy Scott, the guy from Scary Movie, the only cop that wants to actually stop the killings, stop the killer, shows up at the basement, unannounced, by the way. He's like, dude, I saw your van out there, and it was unlocked. I took the keys, so it's your fault. You should lock the doors. It's like, what? I don't know, how about knocking on the goddamn door like a normal person? So anyway, they act like they've been friends with the cop for years, because they allow him to be a part of the plan. And this is when we get another stupid dialogue where Laurie's like, Freddy died from fire. Jason died from water. How do we combine that to defeat them? By the way, I was paraphrasing, but that's basically the fucking dialogue of this scene. So then the friends and Deputy Scott act very weird and says Laurie has to be the sacrifice because she's a virgin? So they're about to tie her up or something, and then the dad joins in and makes out. What the actual fuck? Yes, it's another dream sequence where now Freddy is about to make out with her. Laurie's sick of this, and she thankfully wakes up by tearing off his ear, bringing Freddy's ear into the real world. Now they know how to stop Freddy. Bring Freddy to the real world and have him fight Jason and beat the fuck out of him. So now the gang drives back to the mental facility where they make these special pills to keep you from not dreaming. And they know this because they researched the local police and psych ward, made a deal to silence the outspoken people. Again, that's an interesting storyline. You should continue that. Nope. Oh, okay. So they sneak into the mental hospital. Oh shit. Jason's watching. Again, how the fuck is Jason always everywhere? I know he has teleportation powers, but how the hell did he know they were going to the mental hospital? So you're telling me he's the deformed Charles Xavier. Okay, buddy. So then there's a security officer actually tries doing his job. Too bad it's Jason, and bitch, Jason kills him by slamming the door, crushing him. And we get this disgusting, fake-ass CGI blood. So then they kill off Deputy Scott. What the fuck was the point of his character? I'm not even joking. His screen time is less than 5 minutes. Again, there's so much characters of this movie that are non-existent. You get them for like 5 minutes or even less, and then they just don't give a you just don't give a shit about their deaths then. So again, I don't understand these scenes because Freeberg is awake, and he sees Freddy as a worm. You heard me right, it's a crappy early 2000s CGI worm. And I know you're going to say, hey, it's the early 2000s, it wasn't that bad. It was the early 2000s, of course it's going to be bad. No, shut up, I'm sorry, shut up. Because there's no excuse when there was Davy Jones by then. You know, from Pirates of the Caribbean, that was before, or I think the same year as this movie. There's no excuse for bad CGI. But again, tell me how this makes sense. How the hell is Freeberg seeing Freddy? Again, he's not dreaming. That's my point. He's not. If it was a dream sequence, I'm like, whatever. He's dreaming. He's awake and he's high. Again, when you take weed, again, I haven't done it. When you take weed, you don't hallucinate. Sometimes it's I guess if you do research, you can hallucinate, but it's very rare. The drug is for you to chill out. It's supposed to make you calm, not hallucinate. Okay. So Freeberg ain't freaked out. He's high, man. He's smoking that 420. And the Freddy worm just jumps right into Freeberg's mouth. It looks like a scene from Lawnmower. Remember Lawnmower Man, that crappy movie? That's what it looks like, a scene from the Lawnmower Man. It looks awful, dude. And so now Freddy has control of Freeberg's body. He dumps out all the pills. And then Jason chases the friends until Freeberg is like, hey, bitch, because it's the possessed Freddy. He's holding some sort of drug injection behind him. He injects the drugs into Jason. And then before that, really the only death I felt bad about was Freeberg, because as soon as he injects those things into Jason, Jason swipes and slices Freeberg in half. It's like, he didn't deserve that. He was possessed. God damn. So then Jason is asleep. He goes to Freddy's world. And this is where Freddy again taunts, and he beats the shit out of Jason. Like, this is a losing match for Jason with this round. So then we do get a scene where Jason does punch Freddy. Again, since this is anime, Freddy flies the fuck out of there. and then we get to the stupidest writing of this movie. Freddy crashes into one of the pipes. It leaks water out. Jason's about to attack Freddy, but he stops because he's scared of water. What? Again, that's my reaction. What? Again, it's like the writers never watched any of the movies from part 1 to part 8 of Friday the 13th. They never watched it because you're telling me he's afraid of water now when those 7 movies he walked and swam. Get the fuck out of here. I feel like I'm a New Yorker. Get the fuck out of here with that stupid writing. And I guess the writers are trying to say, well, since he drowned when he was little, he's scared of water. It's like, get the fuck out of here. I feel like Ninja. Remember Ninja, that one clip where he freaked out? That's how I feel right now.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit?
Shut the fuck up, writers. Like, goddamn. Okay, now we're back to the real world where Laurie and the gang are driving. I guess I should say what's left of the gang. So they have Sleepy Jason in the van and they're driving to Crystal Lake. Why? Because of the lake. He's scared of water. Duh. So while in Freddy's Dream World, since Jason's afraid of water and he turns into a little boy, why? But what's so funny is they make the mask specifically made for that kid, and it's hilarious. Because it's a small hockey mask. Okay, so then Freddy stabs Jason with the finger knives things, and that somehow, I don't know how, okay, so that somehow transports Freddy into Jason's memories. Okay, so Laurie takes the same injection. What the fuck is she gonna do in the dream world? But again, she's doing that because she wants to bring Freddy to the dream world, okay, but how the hell does she know she's gonna go into the same dream as Jason? Again, when we fall asleep, we can't just connect to different dreams of people. So, but this movie, she takes the injection, she right away goes into Jason's memories. How? I see how big my mouth went. How? God damn. Huh. Okay. She walks into Crystal Lake and sees how when Jason was little, he was made fun of because he had a deformed face. And again, I'm sure that stuff happened, but with the original Friday the 13th, the reason Jason died on that first one is because those counselors were fucking. They weren't watching the campers. They were too busy getting some with the other counselors. That's why Jason died, because no one was watching him and he just stumbled into water and drowned. But with this movie, these psychotic little shits chase Jason, young Jason, to the lake and they push him and they don't help him. They just let him drown. Again, future serial killers those kids are. So then Laurie's about to help Jason, who's drowning, until she looks at his face. She's like, "Oh, you're ugly." And she literally does not help Jason get out of the water. And then Freddy pushes Jason down to the water, drowning him. It's like, Laurie. Again, this is our final girl, by the way. So then Freddy tries drowning Jason, but Kia in the real world wakes him up because he's drowning in the real world. So she tries mouth to mouth to bring Jason back to life so he's okay, because they need him alive to kill Freddy. So then Jason wakes up and he tries attacking the gang. Will pushes on the brake and goddamn Jason flies out it's so fun. He flies out so far out of the van. That's one thing I love is how ridiculous these stunts are. They're extreme, brother. But since Jason woke up, Freddy couldn't kill Jason in the dream, so he's pissed. He sees Laurie, he jumps up, and it's a really cool shot of him jumping out of the water. It's a really cool shot. And we get this really cool badass demon Freddy. It's actually a pretty cool look. And then he brings Laurie back to her house. Again, they're still dreaming. And this is, again, it gets revealed that Freddy actually killed the mother. It's like, who gives a fuck at this point? And how accurate is this, by the way? Let me explain how this makes no sense. Because this is Laurie's dream. She was never at the house when the mother died. And Freddy always lies. He's a fucking liar. So how accurate is this scene then? Because Laurie wasn't there the day she was murdered. And Freddy is a liar. So after Freddy is goddamn creepy and assaulting Laurie, it's like, Jesus Christ, who the fuck is this Freddy? Like I said, with the original Nightmare on Elm Street, why, yes, he was evil. He killed children. And yes, that's evil. But when he was this dream killer, he was sickly and grossly charming. And he was funny. This Freddy with this movie, he's a fucking evil creep. I don't like it. I don't like the change they made to Freddy with this movie. It really frustrates me and grosses me out. So, Freddy cuts off the buttons on her shirt to revealing her cleavage. It's like, what the fuck is going on at this point? And he plays titty play with his finger knives. It's like, what? Just kill her, Freddy. God damn. You used to just make a joke and kill people. Now you're just like, I'm gonna fucking assault you. Who is this guy? Well, after he's pervy to her, the friends are trying to stop Jason because he's full on attack mode, and they're trying to stop him. They're losing. They're flying like goddamn monkeys because Jason's just throwing them everywhere. And then Will tries bringing his girlfriend out, Laurie, out from danger. But since the place is burning, because gasoline gets knocked over, and I don't know. So her hand gets burnt. That wakes her up. She brings Freddy to the real world, and I love this scene so much because the reaction on Freddy is like, oh shit. He has that oh shit face, it's good. Makes me laugh, his facial expression. He's like, oh shit, I am fucked. And yeah, it's round 2, and crank up that motherfucking rock and roll music, heavy metal music, because we're about to finally get them to fight. Freddy vs. Jason. Jason just kicks Freddy's ass. Like, in the real world, Freddy fucking loses, dude. Like, and by the way, before we get to the fight, why did every early 2000s movie or 90s movie have unnecessary heavy metal rock music? Why? God, I'm glad we're out of that phase, because it makes no sense. We don't need to have heavy rock music when they fight. So Jason goddamn beats the shit out of Freddy. And oh yeah, the nerd Charlie, he dies, whatever. Because before Jason threw him against the wall, piercing his back with like a hooker on the wall. A hook on the wall. So then Jason just throws Freddy across the acres. And so then Freddy is about to kill Will and Laurie until Kia talks some shit. That distracts Freddy. And this is when, again, what was the writers thinking? It's not even funny. It wasn't funny back then, I wouldn't imagine. It's not funny now. He's like, I haven't killed dark meat before. Lie! You fucking racist. One, that's racist. Two, that's a lie. Because you killed our boy from Dream Warriors. You killed off Roland. He was a fucking cool character. And then you killed off the nerd character from... Then you killed off Sheila from Dream Masters. Again, did the writers watch any of the movies? So Kia talks some good shit. I can't lie. The shit she's talking about is pretty good. But she talked too much. She did too much insult because Jason's like, hey, that's my enemy. Go away. And he fucking plunges her across the tree, killing her. It's like, god damn. Then the fight continues on. And I do love how brutal it gets. The final moments of the fight... It is nuts how bloody it is and gruesome it is. Again, it's a pretty awesome, brutal fight, Freddy versus Jason. So again, towards the end of the fight, Laurie acts like the fucking Olympic torch runner and throws the fire on the deck that has gasoline on it because they earlier they poured gasoline on it. So it's all on fire. As she throws the fire torch on the deck, Freddy stabs Jason's eyes, and then Jason just fucking fist fucks goddamn Freddy's stomach, and they basically are killing each other at this point. And then with the fire, they just explode and they fly far away. Again, at the end, this movie hits the fucking fan, and I love it. And then Laurie and Will think it's over. Wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Freddy survives and is about to kill both Laurie and Will until Jason, from the water, holding Freddy's cut off arm. By the way, during that brutal fight, Jason tore off Freddy's arm like a string cheese. So he stabs Freddy with his own finger gloves, killing Freddy. Well, that's not until Laurie chops off his head. And again, Laurie, being cringe, says, "Welcome to my world, bitch," and slices off his head. Ew. I don't need cringe the last moments of this movie. And it's crazy. There's a lot of cringe dialogue in this movie, especially earlier, where Will tells Laurie, "We gotta go. They're fighting. We gotta go." And she's like, "No." This is a real quote, by the way. She says, "He killed my mother, Will. It was Freddy. My father covered it up to protect me. He didn't do it. Look, he has taken everything from us. He has ruined both our pasts. I'm not leaving until I see him die." Ugh, I just want to throw up just reenacting that. Disgustingly cringe. And again, Laurie, no offense, just shut the fuck up. So then the movie ends, but I can tell that I call it the bitchy ending because who actually won the fight between Freddy versus Jason? The answer is no one. No one won. Because yes, it was an awesome fight. It was brutal. It was bloody. It was gory. But to please the fans of both Jason fans and Freddy fans, they have them both stab each other at the end. And At the end of the movie, they're both alive. Jason walks out of the water holding the decapitated head of Freddy. Freddy winks at the camera. They're both alive. I call it the bitchy ending. Just like Batman v Superman had a bitch ending. God, I hate that movie. Same with Freddy vs. Jason. It's such a cop-out. It's a bitchy ending. I will say that I'll take that ending than the original. Because again, this movie is a fucking mess. The original ending, by the way, ended with Laurie and Will fucking. But somehow Freddy possessed Will. So it's basically Freddy getting some. Ew. Yeah, like Bret Michaels says, check please.
Check, please.
Yeah, gross. I'll take the bitch ending any day than this alternative ending. That is Freddy vs. Jason. What a fucking film. Yes, I have a lot of problems with it, but I fucking love it. Because I love how ridiculous it is. This movie makes no sense. But for some reason, like I keep on saying, I don't care how bad it is. They don't know what story to go with. So they have these multiple stories. Only one gets resolved. But I don't care because this movie is so fucking crazy from start to ending. It ends with heavy metal. Ugh. Let's fucking go. But yes, that is the finale of Spooktactular Fool. I hope you had a great time watching the new Spooktactular Fool 2025. I had a good time making these videos, talking about my favorite horror films with you guys. Hopefully there's a next year I do this. But yeah, this might be the finale, or I might have one surprise, one last Spectacular Fool video. I'm not sure. But if you like this video, give it a like, or Freddy's gonna slash you, bitch. Share this video because it's kind. Subscribe because it's kind. And come on. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.